So it is official. We are getting a hair versus hair match between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Now, last week, I stated that I really didn't want this match because it seemed too gimmicky. But then I had to realize upon further thought that WWE is gimmicky. So this is par for the course. And it's unfortunate because down over on Impact, I'm getting my Iron Woman match between Deonna Purrazzo and Jordynne Grace. So there's a difference between sports entertainment and a difference between sports entertainment and pro wrestling. And I will let you, the listener, decide which company represents which one if you care. Anyhow, Mandy cut a really good promo. The only thing I wished, because it seemed as if their promos are based off of personal information that they know of one another because they're good friends, BTS. There was a point where she mentioned working hard. Well, this my concept is very cutting and very scathing and probably would be very somewhat controversial, but I felt would have been a very edgier promo. But here it goes. Where Rose talks about having everything handed to her, and then she stated about working 3 jobs to win
And
her
you said
contest.
I am a bikini world champion. Just having 3 jobs while putting myself through college, while winning that title, does that sound like having everything handed to me?
And I saw that line where she could have taken a dig, like, honey, I was working 3 jobs to win that contest while you was still messing around with boys trying to figure things out. That right there, that's a stab. For those that may not know, Sonya or Daria, whichever one you want to recognize her, had admitted that she had dated guys before, when she was younger. So this is information that was out there, that if you've been watching them closely, that this is out. But that really could have been a really good jab at her, very similar to not really similar to, I just thought this was a great jab about, 2 weeks ago. Peyton Royce was talking to Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, and she said, Liv, you should have stayed in the bathtub. I fell out. Oh my gosh. What a cut. Anyhow, I think a cool little tagline. It's time to square up and get your hair cut. You're killing it. Now on the other side, Sonya's response was cool. But this is what I meant to say last week and I completely forgot. I've started to notice, and it's just me being an asshole, that Sonya gets very excited when she's cutting her promos. She's like, Mandy, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to take everything. And there are times when she's talking, I swear, she cuts a promo. I think it was last week on Ms. TV.
Oh, wait, what? I broke her physically because I beat her in the ring twice? And now I broke her emotionally?
She cut the promo. I kept waiting for her to go,
Whoa, this is amazing.
Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting because this is going into what I stated last week when I said that there was something that I was going to say, and then I'm like, if you don't hear it, I'll hold off on it, and I didn't put it down. So what I'm thinking about doing is that on the night of SummerSlam, I'm going to record an episode and I'm going to drop it on that day of SummerSlam, probably minutes before their match. It's going to go a little bit more in depth with something that I see happening, that I may have or may not have alluded to before. I think I have, just in general. But yeah. So the 23rd, the 23rd, I'll drop that and give that little backstory, I guess. And that's pretty much it. I wish it was an Iron Woman match, but Impact, they don't get enough credit for doing the things that they're doing, and the only person I've openly seen giving credit is Chris Van Vliet. So props to him, but they've been very, very consistent. As I've stated many times before, WWE is the only company that I actually get upset when I watch their product. So, AEW is pretty much out. So, it is what it is. I'll leave it at that. And I've said this before when they had their first match. This is a great time, a really great time for them to really go all out. There's one move that I really, really, really wish that Mandy Rose would put into her repertoire. It would be so badass. But I'm not going to say it, so it is what it is. All right.